President Sisi discusses potential trilateral summit with French President Macron for Egypt, France and Jordan in Cairo. President Sisi follows up on electricity delivery timeline for major agricultural projects, including the New Delta project. And Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati holds talks with Palestinian Fatah delegation on Gaza and West Bank developments amid Israeli escalation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Qnews, bringing you the latest updates from Egypt. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has discussed with French President Emmanuel Macron the possibility of holding a trilateral summit involving Egypt, France and Jordan in Cairo during Macron's upcoming visit. According to presidential spokesman Ambassador Mohamed Eshnawi, the two leaders reviewed Egypt's ongoing efforts to reach a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip. Both leaders stressed the urgent need to restore calm through an immediate ceasefire and the uninterrupted delivery of humanitarian aid. They also reaffirmed their support for the two-state solution as the only path towards a just and lasting peace in the region. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and a number of ministers and officials to follow up on the implementation timeline for delivering electricity to major agricultural reclamation projects, especially the New Delta project, under the supervision of the Future of Egypt agency. The discussions reviewed the government's efforts to ensure a reliable and sustainable energy supply, both to meet local consumption needs and to support national economic development plans. The meeting also focused on expanding the use of renewable energy resources in line with Egypt's sustainable development goals, while ensuring stable, high-quality electricity for all ongoing and future projects aimed at attracting investment and boosting production. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati held talks in Cairo with a delegation from the Palestinian Fatah movement to discuss the latest developments in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank amid continued Israeli escalation in the occupied Palestinian territories. Minister Abdulati outlined Egypt's ongoing efforts to secure a renewed ceasefire in Gaza and to facilitate the resumption of humanitarian aid deliveries. He reaffirmed Egypt's firm rejection of any attempts to forcibly displace Palestinians from their land. The discussions also addressed the Arab Islamic Initiative for Gaza's reconstruction, with a focus on promoting Palestinian unity and reinforcing the role of the Palestinian National Authority in the recovery and governance process. Egypt has strongly condemned the attack that targeted the United Nations integrated peacekeeping mission in the southeast of the Central African Republic. In an official statement, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs reiterated Egypt's firm stance against all forms of violence targeting UN peacekeeping missions. The statement also reaffirmed Egypt's full support for the vital role played by the UN mission in promoting stability in the region and expressed solidarity with countries contributing forces to UN peacekeeping operations. Egypt's Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati underscored the urgent need to halt Israeli aggression on the Gaza Strip, calling for a return to the ceasefire agreement and support for the Arab and Islamic reconstruction plan for Gaza. The remarks came during talks in Cairo with Seychelles' foreign minister, where both sides highlighted the importance of maintaining stability in international maritime corridors, particularly given Seychelles' strategic location near the Horn of Africa. The two ministers also signed a memorandum of understanding to mutually exempt official passport holders from entry visas, aiming to strengthen bilateral cooperation and coordination. The Egyptian embassy in Athens has launched a new electronic consular service system providing 24/7 access for inquiries about required documents for any consular transaction. The move is part of a broader strategy by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Egyptian Expatriate Affairs to modernize consular services and enhance support for Egyptian communities abroad through the use of advanced digital technologies. Egypt's ambassador to Freetown, Rasha Suleiman, met with Sierra Leone's Minister of Agriculture, Henry Kapaka, to explore ways of enhancing bilateral cooperation in agriculture and irrigation. The meeting followed President Julius Maada Bia's recent visit to Egypt and aimed to build on the outcome of that visit. Both sides discussed boosting joint cooperation by leveraging Egyptian expertise in agriculture and modern irrigation techniques to improve crop productivity and support food security efforts in Sierra Leone. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli held a meeting with Councillor Mahmoud Fawzi, Minister of Parliamentary, Legal and Political Affairs and head of the Technical Secretariat of the National Dialogue to review key files scheduled for discussion under the National Dialogue mechanism. The Prime Minister emphasized that the session aimed to activate national dialogue on two pressing issues. The first concerns the future of the region and Egypt's position amid ongoing political developments. The second file focuses on current societal and cultural topics, particularly matters related to media and Egyptian drama, which continue to spark public debate. Governor of North Sinai, Khalid Megawer, has confirmed that new Rafah city is progressing steadily as part of Egypt's development and reconstruction efforts, denying allegations that the city is intended for the relocation of Palestinians. In press remarks, the governor described such claims as baseless, stressing that new Rafah is a national project designed to provide decent housing and essential services to citizens affected by previous events in the region. He added that the governorate is prioritizing infrastructure development, including schools, healthcare facilities and public services, with daily monitoring to ensure the high standards for local residents. The French Development Agency has praised Egypt's universal health insurance system, highlighting the country's steady progress in expanding healthcare access across the nation. In a statement, the agency noted that the reform is making tangible strides, with the rollouts now covering 6 governorates and reaching nearly 5 million beneficiaries. Since 2018, the agency has supported this structural reform in collaboration with Egyptian authorities, providing 210 million Egyptian pounds in public policy loans, a 2 million Egyptian pounds grant, and a 1 million Egyptian pound in technical assistance managed by Expertise France. Egypt's population has officially reached 107.5 million, according to the latest data from the Central Agency for Public Mobilization and Statistics. The population increased by 500,000 over the past 154 days. First quarter million after hitting 107 million was recorded on January 13th, taking 72 days, while the next quarter million took 82 days. The agency noted a noticeable slowdown in the pace of population growth. From February to November 2024, It took 268 days for each population to rise from 106 to 107 million, longer than previous 1 million increase, which typically took between 245 and 250 days. Egypt national carrier Egypt Air has successfully concluded its Umrah operations for the holy month of Ramadan, with the season ending smoothly and without disruptions. The airline operated nearly 205 return flights from Jeddah and Medina between March 30th and April 4th, transporting pilgrims back to Cairo, Luxor, Aswan and Burj Al Arab airports. The company hailed the operation as a success, marking the official end of the Ramadan Umrah season. Housing Minister Sharif al-Sharbini has reviewed progress on key infrastructure and green development projects in Marina Al-Amain Center, including bridge upgrades, expanded green spaces and improved entry points. The minister followed up on the completion of efficiency enhancements for Bridge 3 in Marina 5, while preparations are underway for Bridge 4, which will be completed after the summer season. The upgrades are part of a broader plan to expand capacity and improve efficiency across the marina network, especially the vital 22 road, a main transportation artery where lanes are being widened from 13 to 20 meters. Sherbini also inspected work on developing green spaces in line with Egypt's sustainability goals and COP27 climate commitments. Egypt has officially adopted the Amman-Berlin Declaration 2025, reaffirming its commitment to promoting the rights of persons with special needs. The declaration outlines two key goals, including the 15% for 15% initiative, a pledge to allocate at least 15% of all international development programs to support the inclusion of people with disabilities, who represent 15% of the global population. Minister of Social Solidarity Maya Morsi led Egypt's delegation to the summit, highlighting the country's efforts to strengthen disability inclusion and equal access within national and international development agendas. Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation Hani Swalem has extended his sincere appreciation to ministry staff for their dedication and commitment during the Eid al-Fitr holiday. In a statement, the minister praised employees who worked around the clock to ensure the smooth operation of Egypt's water management system, responding swiftly to emergencies and meeting water demands across various regions. The ministry also carried out regular field visits to monitor irrigation networks, access water levels, and promptly address any unauthorized activities, ensuring the system operated efficiently and without disruption through the holiday period. Rosatom Director General Alexei Lekhachev has announced that Egypt's Daba nuclear power plant is set to become the world's largest nuclear construction project in terms of geographic scale once completed by 2030. In an interview with the Russian news agency TASS, Lekhachev revealed that the workforce on site will expand from 25,000 to 30,000 workers and could reach up to 40,000 within the next year. He also highlighted the significant contribution of Egyptian construction companies, noting that they handled most of the general construction and concrete work, and expressed hopes they will partner with Rosatom on future projects worldwide. Egypt has officially launched the International Light Aircraft Rally competition, Rally Siwa Sands 2025, which runs from April 4th to 9th. This year's event featured 10 light aircraft from a number of European and Middle Eastern countries, including the UK, Germany, France, Poland, Turkey, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, and host nation Egypt. Minister of Civil Aviation Sameh Al-Hifni expressed his appreciation for all supporting and participating entities involving in organizing the international aviation events. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin. Here is what we've been covering. President Sisi discusses a potential trilateral summit with French President Macron for Egypt, France and Jordan in Cairo. President Sisi follows up on electricity delivery timeline for major agricultural projects, including the New Delta project. And Foreign Minister Abdul Adi holds talks with Palestinian Fatah delegation on Gaza and West Bank developments amid Israeli escalation. That's all for now. Remember to stay updated by following Qnews for the latest developments. Many thanks for watching.